Hey guys, welcome back to MacCustoms. Today we're working on a 2020 Pioneer 500. We're installing a torque locker. This is our kit right here. Seems to be a straightforward kit. Easy instructions to read, follow, straightforward. This is basically everything, these 4 pieces. And it comes with new clips for your axle and springs that hold these pieces apart. So step 1 is to get it jacked up and get the tires off, drain the gear lube. That's what we're going to do. We obviously got tracks instead of tires. But I'm going to warm up this bolt here on this retaining cable. I know there's Loctite on it. And I'm going to take that off so I can just leave all this with my bike and get the track out of our way. Alright guys, I got these cables out of our way. I'm just going to take off this bottom bolt here and nut that holds this arm on. So now we're going to take this tire off, or track off. Okay, guys, we got our tracks and everything out of the way, and now we're going to loosen our upper control arm bolts. We're going to remove our bottom control arm bolts, both sides. They're 14 mils, I believe. So if he's keeping a close eye on this. By the sounds of it, we're not going to have to mess with the axle nut or the caliper or anything. We're just going to pop the axle out by moving this arm. This one will still be bolted in and just loosened off. Instead of take the shock off, I think that's just so you can get a good straight pull on your axle. It said it'd be easy, but I didn't expect it to be that easy for sure. It's about as good as it gets right there, I think. That's one axle out. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. And then the step that we skipped already was moving this bumper, but I want to see where the lights and that are hooked up, so once I find that, I'll take the bumper off and we'll slide the diff out the front here. Alright guys, I'm just going to get this bumper off. Got a winch and everything on it. I just disconnected these 2 lights. It was nice though, they were unplugged, so yeah, I'm just going to get the bumper off anyway, see how that goes. I'm going to leave the winch tired to get to the cables. It's in behind that bracket, one of them. I'm just going to leave the winch on and swing it over here on the stand, hopefully. Both axles come out crazy easy. Hard to believe. There's a few bolts and nuts here because it goes through this bracket and through the bumper and then through the frame. Okay, so I broke the one on the other side off in the bumper. And anyways, we're going to try not to break it off on this side. But oh well. Yeah, bolt goes through two nuts and wow. One nut's already off and it's just coming through the other one now, but it seems like the threads get messed up or something. Yeah, that should be it, I think. Alright, so we got the first part half done, I guess. Here's that bolt that broke. Get that off. Anyways, from here, I'm pretty sure it's straightforward. We're just going to have to unbolt these two here. And this bolt across the top here. And of course, we'll have to disconnect the four-wheel drive and the indicator light and stuff. But yeah, then once that's off, you just slide the diff straight out. Yeah. I ended up taking the drive shaft off. It said not to in the instructions. So to me, that meant to put a mark on it and take it off. Yeah, come off super easy, just flipping it around on the bench. You could see it was ready to come off, so I just marked it and pulled it out of my way. I'm assuming it's, honestly, I have no idea. I have seen with Can-Am drive shafts, and I hate to compare them. But if they got to be clocked a certain way or the shaft's out of whack, you can see it up and down. And maybe that's what's up with this, I'd say. Anyways, we got our two marks. We're just going to line them back up and we're going to be mint. Yeah. Be nice if they said why in the instructions that not to take it off. It's a pretty straightforward thing. Alright guys, I went ahead and got this pin out. I drilled this hole with 5/32 bit, like it said. It barely took off any material. Yeah, hardly enough to notice. And I flipped it over. It's got this hole here. I used a punch to drive the pin out. This little pin here. See, this pin's went out on its own. We're just going to turn these. They're coming out there as I turn it. And there's a thrust washer, a weird, see it there? You want to make sure you get them out. down. Yes, that's it. It's all out there. I'm gonna go grab our new parts and stick it together, I think. Alright, so I put a little white grease on that. Very, very thin coat, it said. I got some grease holding that up. These two keyways, I guess. Piece in there. Alright, so that's it in there basically. We got these two little springs. It was actually as easy as it should have been that time. Okay. You can see what's going on there. It's pushing them two pieces into the axles, I guess. Now we're going to take this and we're going to turn it so that we can put our pin back in here. And we're going to keep it so that this hole is lined up with this hole, obviously. That also went extremely easy. Okay, guys, I got that all lined up. I can see the only hole here and that it's lined up. Fluffy keeps looking at me like I don't know what I'm doing. Alright, so it says to sink that in about 1/8 of an inch. I just did. Yeah, you can see these two little dots there. We're just going to do the same thing as them and put a little punch on each side just so that pin can't come back out. Make a little burr basically. It's the same thing now. If you ever want to rebuild this or whatever, you just drill your pin out again and you're good to go. Alright guys, I'm going to drop this back in now. We got our unit in there. Yeah, looking at it, I don't know. It's hard to see exactly how it works. I usually, you can usually see it, but I think she's going to make some noise when she lets go. You can see she's locked together there pretty solid. See what happens. I got this washer here. These are the ones that you reuse, are the ones on the outside. Get the other one of them here. That's why your seals leak. Yeah, grass. See, it all went together nice by hand. All the way down, see, just to keep the O-ring. And then just put your case bolts back in. Tighten them back up. And you got a locker. Alright guys, I got that locker all installed. Everything put back on, the plastic and the bracket here and that. I ended up taking the drive shaft off. It said not to in the instructions. Anyways, we got our 2 marks. We're just going to line them back up. We're going to be mint. Yeah. Be nice if they said why in the instructions that not to take it off. It's a pretty straightforward thing. That's it. There's no O-ring there, so I just gave it a little pull to get it on the O-ring. This looks like it's a CV joint, but it's really just a U joint inside that boot. The drive shaft also didn't say anything about marking the other end, or who knows what they're thinking, I guess. You know, let us put it in the comments, I guess. Okay, guys, these axle clips come with the kit to change them out. I'd say it seems a lot tighter than the old ones. Pretty well down in the groove. Yeah, so they're in. I'm gonna grab the front diff here and just tuck these up out of the way, like best I can. And just slip the front end straight in there, down to that shaft way in the back. Good? Good? Yeah, I think you could get it if you had to, but you really want the help. You gotta remember these upper control arm bolts when you're done, because we loosened them off and left them in the hole, so it'd be easy to forget. Anyways, that's back in there and loosely. I'm gonna get the axles back in place and stuff before I tighten everything up. And, yeah, I'm gonna clean the end of these axles off. They go into the seals. Okay, we got them all cleaned up. I'm gonna pop these axles back into place. I'm gonna get it nice and straight going in, just like coming out. And leave that for a second. I'm gonna wire wheel up them bolts that go through the bushings. Take these wire wheels and grease them before we put them back in. Like I said, the instructions were really good on this. I would have knocked these ball joints off and took the axle out that way, and it all worked out good, exactly how they said to do it. So. Yeah, and this how we got this little wire, the single wire here. No. Straight in right here behind that red hose.